Greetings and salutations of peace. We are not concerned with your opinion or belief here. This is for the record, according to the clock of time, which says Jah time is now 11/11/2025 equals 13. You are now in tune. The American Revolution, the universal language, and the importance of the universal language of ancient culture. From the point of universe, we must view it as a book. Unai means one, and verse means book. So universe means one book. The biblical narratives are coded allegories for celestial bodies and astronomical events rather than literal history. Bible is allegories, metaphors, and similes. Every noun has a deeper level of meaning. When we read the universe, it's when we get the correct interpretation of literature known as Bible, etc. We are not concerned with your opinion. When an opinion indicates a lack of knowledge, words like preconception, prejudice, assumption, or uniform belief are more accurate. These terms highlight that the judgment is based on insufficient evidence, bias, or a lack of proof, rather than on factual understanding. According to dictionary.com, an opinion is a belief or judgment that rests on grounds insufficient to produce complete certainty. So we see evil is ignorance, not knowing itself to be so. You are now in tune. Now let me tell you how this all works. The four major ancient cultures related to America, i.e. Olmec, Hopi, Dogon, Egyptian, these cultures encompass all other cultures. What I have just said is considered a theory that is not correct by artificial intelligence, which is the consensus of mainstream academia. When placing my so-called theory in the puppet master's database called World Wide Web, the beast speaks to you abruptly. The notion that the Olmec, Hopi, Dogon, and ancient Egyptian cultures encompasses all other cultures is not supported by historical, archaeological, and genetic evidence, and is considered a fringe and pseudo-historical theory. Mainstream scholarly consensus holds that human cultures developed independently in various parts of the world and evolved through a combination of independent innovation and cultural diffusion, the spread of ideas through trade, migration and conquest. I prove my point by saying or bringing out the fact that the so-called Sumerian culture is the mother culture, which in essence is Anunnaki culture. The scatterers, the winnowing winds, one who separates the wheat from the chaff, El Dariat, the winnowing winds, the scatterers. And this is the same culture as ancient Egyptian culture. Olmec, Hopi, Dogon. Knowledge is universal. All come from one black source. The pyramid builders, all sacred ancient texts speak of them by different names. Now, Allow me wrap this up and reveal the secret of Jesus of the Bible. The Bible holds the essence of the American experience. In esoteric and metaphysical interpretations, the essence of the allegory of Jesus is widely understood as a spiritual liberation, freedom from slavery to sin, ego, and worldly illusion. Not merely physical or political freedom. It shows the awakening and truth here. This perspective aligns with the idea that the truth will set you free, John 8:32. The truth being a profound spiritual reality that awakens individuals from the illusion, sometimes compared to Plato's allegory of the cave, of material existence and worldly desires. Jesus' teachings is a foundation to physical liberation. We must die on the cross of our lower desires, first to understand the deeper lessons of liberation. Blood, mind, then body purification leads to physical liberation. The journey of the black people is tied to the biblical allegories of the work of Moses, whose name, he who was drawn out of the water. Remember, his mother placed him on the water, and the Egyptian woman drew him out of the water, which depicted his name. He who was drawn out of the water, this is Moses, ties him to the same message as Jesus, but on another level, yet the same. Moses also died to his lower desires. He was drawn out of the water. He became celibate. He lifted up the serpent in the desert. He also died to his lower desires on the cross, also in a symbolic way. And here is this level. The liberation of the Israelites from Egypt is a central biblical theme that encompasses liberation and redemption, establishing Israel, the children of the light, Sirius, as God's chosen people through the covenant and new identity. Moses led the people out of Egypt at the time of the flood. Thus, Pharaoh drowned it in the sea. This is the story of black people in America. So to the crux of this matter, all the ancient teachings fuses into one great synthesis. This is to say, all the different elements of our culture, as it was a design and time to be realized to us who would be in this great melting pot at this time. If we look at the design of America, then we would understand. This is when America is understood, when we look at the design. So it is from this where we gather our consensus. Here in America is where we are to gather our consensus in these final days. This is a divine design set out topographically by Mr. Benjamin Banneker, which is also the Dogon wisdom. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time. We call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamming. I am Ital Iman, and this discourse is to be studied, meditate upon it to find truth.
Behold, the return of the sons of the God, Anu the Anunnaki, the Lord and all his host, when the children of the light cried out in unit, the gods remembered the covenant.
It was when it came a time like this, did they promise to return? It is an agreement binding. We must uphold our end of the agreement, as word is bond.
For it was written by the poet, when you are moving in the positive, your destination is the brightest star. For Sirius is our light, Sirius is our power.
As it was in days of old, so is it now. Then was knowledge power, so is it currently.
Mothership will fly like she always does. And I heard the angels singing, teach them a new Jah, teach them a new Jah, teach them a new, teach them a new. Blessed be the poet of truth.
And the choirs began to sing in time.
Swing down, sweet chariot, stop and let us ride. Swing down, sweet chariots, let us ride. Swing down, sweet chariots, stop and let us ride.
For we have been promised we would make it to the other side. Then we heard the voice from across the water, the boats of Sirius dancing in the sun.
Sight of the Lord coming with his hope.
3i Atlas had come and gone.
His message delivered.
That was in that day on earth, the children of the light.
They did rejoice. Glory be to the mighty lords of time. Thus is the song of Ital Iman. Teach them a new Jah, teach them a new Jah, teach them a new. Blessed be the poet of truth.
The return of the sons of the God, Anu the Anunnaki, the Lord in all his host.
When the children of the light cried out in unit, the gods remembered the covenant.
Yeah, it was when it came a time like this, did they promise to return? It is an agreement binding. We must uphold our end of the agreement, as word is born. For it was written by the poet, when you're moving in the positive, your destination is the brightest star. For Sirius is our light, Sirius is our power. As it was in days of old,
So is it now,
then was knowledge power.
so is it currently.
Mothership will fly like she always does. And I heard the angels singing,
Teach them a new Jah, teach them a new Jah, teach them a new, teach them a new. Blessed be the poet of truth.
and the choirs began to sing in time.
Swing down, sweet chariot, stop and let us ride.
Whoa,
Swing down, sweet chariots, let us ride. Swing down, sweet chariots, stop and let us ride.
for we have been promised we would make it to the other side.
Then we heard the voice Ital Iman. Teach them a new Jah. Teach them a new Jah. Teach them a new, teach them a new. Blessed be the poet of truth. Ooh.